In this video, I'm going to share the exact content that you can start posting today so you can start building trust and turn strangers into clients as quick as possible. Now, if you're new here, my name is Chase Whalen, and I've worked with over 150 agency and coaching clients, and I did this without a big audience. Now, in my latest video, I actually talked about how it doesn't necessarily take more content, it actually takes the right content. So today I'm going to share the exact 3 content pillars that position you as someone that people feel like they need to work with you because you're you. So let me break this down and show you exactly how this works. Now, while being an expert is obviously cool, right? It's mandatory to sign clients, but understanding how to communicate your expertise in a way that actually resonates with people is what makes the difference between people who listen to you and people who don't. Imagine if you had Tiger Woods teaching you how to golf. How do you think it'd go? Well, that's like a 10 teaching a 2, no offense, right? It'd just be super overwhelming and he'd be moving way too fast. And most of the time, this just leads to frustration and no results. Instead, people connect best with someone when they're just a few steps ahead of them. So a 7 helping a 3. And in this example, this would be Tiger Woods' coach, would be a far better option. And this applies with your content too. Yes, you need to position yourself as an expert, but the biggest difference between people who actually consume your content and take action versus people who just consume your content, keep scrolling, is you're actually coming off relatable, right? Because people only trust people that are like them, which is why the personal pillar is the first pillar, because far too many people just makes themselves feel or seem like they're too untouchable. And I actually made a post the other day saying that if a main character of a TV show didn't have any problems, well, there wouldn't be a TV show anymore. And that's exactly how your content and your personal brand works too. People don't just follow you for information, they follow you for your story too. And the best brands, they can sell something to anybody because people know their why, right? For example, I'd be lying to you if I told you that I wasn't trying to build a massive empire online. My dad growing up had a business and I saw him get to a peak, but he just wasn't able to grow it where I think nowadays where he could have. Now, again, the best brands in the world, they take you on a journey with them and they show you the growth right in front of your eyes. Someone who does this super well is going to be Gary Vee, right? What he does is he tells publicly that he wants to buy the New York Jets. So by doing that, he's taking you on his journey. And he doesn't even technically have to buy them. Just by putting it out in the air, he's getting you on his side and he's coming off relatable. So for your personal content, this needs to be things that you care about that aren't just related to business. For example, I post a lot about my dog, or I talk a lot about how moving away at home when I was 15 by myself definitely helped shape, who I am today. So all these things matter. Now, one thing that I've definitely noticed is that the best personal brands, they showcase their current living situation in their content. So are you single, living by yourself? Are you married? Do you have a boyfriend, girlfriend? Are you engaged, kids, right? Do you have a pets? Now, for example, myself, I moved my dad in with me recently because of these health issues that he has. And all this information just helps shape your story, right? And it helps shape how people perceive your intentions, because you could have the purest intentions in the world and just come off in the salesiest way, and vice versa. You could have bad intentions but come off in a non-salesy way, right? Which is even worse. So just by being a real person and showing your true self, you've already won half the battle. So some action items that you can do is write out 5 to 10 things that you're passionate about outside of work, right? So movements, principles. So for example, I'm not a big fan of kibble, right? So I would talk about how you can, if you're not going to switch to, raw food, then you can add toppers in your food. Just simple things like that that you're passionate about. You can also write out 5 to 10 different hobbies or things that you enjoy doing outside of work. So, for example, I live in Florida. I like taking my dog to the beach. You're going to see a lot of that type of content on my stories and behind the scenes. Then you can write out 5 to 10 events that help shape who you are today. Kind of like what I mentioned earlier, I moved away to play hockey at 15. Talk about these events that helped shape who you are. Next is the niche pillar. Here, the goal is just to completely show that you understand your customer's situation inside and out. And this can be done 2 ways. One, talk specifically about the problems that they have. And 2, talk about the solutions to achieve the outcome, right? So, for example, my categories are going to be sales, marketing, attention, mindset, strategy, AI. But if you're a personal trainer, they could be calorie intake, meal prep, sleep, water consumption, mindset. There's so many different variables. The better people think you understand them, the more they think you can help them, which is completely true. So make a list of 5 to 10 things of smaller categories that make up the overall outcome of what you do, right? So just like what I did up here, if you help people lose 20 pounds in 30 days, write out the different steps and the different things that go into the overall outcome. Next is make a list of 15 plus situations, scenarios, and problems that you know right now your potential clients or future clients could be facing or could be in. And this just obviously lets you go back. So when you are making content, you can go and sit there, basically double check that your content aligns with their problems. Next is going to be the brand pillar. Now, while your personal pillar builds connection on a deeper level, your niche pillar establishes expertise and authority, right? Your brand pillar helps shape people's perception and reinforces your authority. So this is going to be motivational stuff. This is going to be in the moment stuff. This is it's, for example, this could be opinions. This could be announcement and news. And then no matter what, I talked about it again in a different video, you need to have call to actions in your content. If you're not moving people throughout your funnel, then how do you expect people to work with you? So I would say about 10 to 30% of your posts should have call to actions, depending on the platform. You can go check out one of my videos for more about that. But then this is where you can really talk about your beliefs and your core values and opinions and experiences, and not just talk about what you think, but talk about why you think that, right? So actually give some context to why you believe the things that you do. Now, the 80-20 rule is going to be super important because this helps us know how much business content to post versus personal life. Now, to me, I show personal life stuff mostly behind the scenes on Instagram stories. This is just where I found over the years that it's just super easy to do this, right? Now, however, on Threads or X and with written content, this is going to be easy as well because you can take people on your journey. And with short form content though, it definitely sounds like you're complaining, because if you just throw up a reel or throw up a YouTube shorts and you're talking about your current living situation, right? That kind of sounds like you're complaining. However, if you sprinkle it in like I'm doing in this video into long form content and you're adding a lot more context, well, however, that is a lot better of an idea. And then side note, if you're not on Threads right now, this is a huge opportunity and there's so much undervalued attention just because of the way that the algorithm works. So I highly suggest getting on Threads. It's, for me, seeing way better results than X or Twitter. Now, some final notes here is that posting the right content is like going to a beautiful city. Everyone's version of of it is different, right? It's unique and no two people have had the exact same experience. Same with your content and your personal brand. And it's not your job to please everyone, because only 1 to 3% of your total audience is ever going to buy from you anyway. It's your job to appease those that you can help and appease those that stand for the same things that you do. Because your brand isn't just one thing, it's a collection of things and experiences that people associate with you. And the more words and aligned topics that you have, the deeper the connection. Take Joe Rogan, for example, right? The world's #1 podcaster. He has conspiracy, comedy, UFC, cold plunge, fitness, right? All these different things. And they're all random, but he does one thing super, super well. He has an overarching brand message in all of his content. Now, to me, what this message is explore everything, question everything, and think for yourself, right? That is basically what Joe Rogan, his whole brand says. Now, mine, for example, is growing in business means growing your personal life too. They go hand in hand, because the whole goal with your content is just to get people, just to get your audience to see themselves in you. So I hope you guys like this video. Go ahead, subscribe, like this video, and I will see you on the next one.